realize this stock reversed dramatically yesterday when an FT story came out, essentially indicating that the Biden administration, seemingly in part to stay on the right side of unions in Pennsylvania, a swing state, would not look favorably on a acquisition of the company, as is currently under contract to be purchased by Japan's Nippon Steel for $55 a share in cash. You can do some simple math there and say, $38.90 is a long way from 55, isn't it? That's what we call the spread. That is a reflection of the risk, and that risk has gone up dramatically. Reports today have the president making a campaign stop in the Midwest, in which the AP is reporting that he will say things that indicate that he's not in favor of said transaction. I don't have the quotes in front of me right now, but to paraphrase, again, he sort of thinks that it should remain a domestic company. This is odd, to say the least, in many ways. There is virtually nobody who would argue that Japan represents a national security risk. In fact, the technology transfer in this case is going from Japan to the U.S., where there would be significant potential upgrades of it. But here's the quote obtained by the Associated Press that Biden is expected to share later today. U.S. Steel has been an iconic American steel company for more than a century, vital to remain an American steel company that is domestically owned and operated. That has sent shivers through many investors here who thought that this deal would close. Now, that said, it's still not clear it won't. And in part, this does seem to really rely largely on getting the unions on board. They're not. That's a big mistake, it would seem, that Nippon made in terms of negotiating the deal, having not already received the assent of the unions. Very different from Cleveland-Cliffs, the arch rival that has been working nonstop to try to dislodge this deal. But it doesn't mean they can't get them on board at some point in the near future. And maybe they will do that. If not, there's a lot of different rumors go around. Cleveland-Cliffs, would they be able to buy the things that Nippon Steel doesn't want? Would you still see a $55 deal and then Nippon could turn around and potentially sell some of those assets? Seems very difficult, not to mention the taxes related to a potential sale of that type. We rarely see that kind of a deal where one company buys and then there's a bunch of asset sales that take place. So, Mike, we'll have to wait and see on this one. Whether Nippon is successful. They're starting to fight back. There's a joint statement from them and U.S. Steel saying the partnership between Nippon and U.S. reflects a close alliance between Japan and the U.S., and they're confident the partnership will create shared success for American jobs, supply chains, and competitiveness of the U.S. economy. As I said, there's not much of an argument to be made here, so this does seem to be pure politics and an unfortunate case of it.
For sure. You know,